want to take the kids over there. I can go right down Have you no shame? We have no shame.
I learned that in elementary school. Ever. Never.
Does it make sound too?
All the way down the hill, across this low, flat, Pioneer Square area, and then sort of out into Elliott Bay. Now, most of the pioneers lived up in the hills here, and of course, they created plenty of input for the sewage system. So we had a terrific rapid flow sewage system. The raw sewage would come cruising down the hill with enough force and momentum to carry it across the low, flat Pioneer Square area. Then it would sort of dump out in Elliott Bay. And twice a day, the tides were taken out, and the current would bring it on down south to Tacoma. Which made it a perfect system for us. Perfect system for about 6 hours, because about 6 hours later, Tacoma got its revenge. The tide came back in. And what was an output pipe now becomes an input pipe. And what happens is, you still got all these healthy pioneers doing their part up the hill. You've still got all this pressure coming down the hill this way. Now you've got the tide coming back the other way. You've got pressure from both sides. Something has to give. And what gave were all the cracker devices down here in low, flat Pioneer Square. They started to do what the engineers called reverse flushing. 7-foot geysers of raw sewage blasting out the cracker devices twice a day. Little bitty Mount St. Helens of raw sewage is what they were. This was a terrible, terrible problem, and putting the lid down did not solve it. We needed some help. And fortunately, our newspaper came to the rescue, the Seattle PI. They started to publish the tide charts in the upper right-hand corner of the front page because, you know, that's what you had to do. You had to get up in the morning, check the tide chart, and schedule your activities accordingly. Because if you sat down at the wrong time of day, you were in for a very chilling experience. This really was an awful problem, and what's really terrible is that we didn't do anything about it. For 8 years, we lived with this problem, which led to a whole generation of kids brought up regulated by the movements of the moon. We needed a drastic solution, and we got one finally. On June the 6th, 1889, we solved all of our problems in one afternoon. A 14-year-old kid went out and burnt the city to the ground. It was not a federally funded fire, it was an accident. It was started a couple of blocks from here in a cabinet maker shop. There was a young apprentice who was melting a block of glue, a young immigrant from England. And it started to overheat, and it spilled onto the floor, which was basically a sea of wood shavings and turpentine. It caught the whole building on fire, and it spread next door to a saloon where they just received a shipment of 500 barrels of whiskey the day before. That exploded. Hot alcohol set the fire all over the city. The entire town burned to the ground, 35 square blocks of downtown Seattle. But not one person was killed or injured in the fire, and we estimate we fricasseed about 1 million rats. It was kind of a blessing in disguise after all. It gave us a chance to rebuild the city and to try to solve some problems. The sewage problem and the drainage problem were the two biggest ones. So the next day after the fire, townspeople all got together and they had a big open-air meeting, which was the only time they could have, of course. And they decided that what they wanted to do was bring land down here. They were going to use a technique called hydraulic sluicing. You take big hoses, big jets of water, you aim them at the hills to the east, and it creates mudslides, and it brings land down here. Kids, this is something you can do over the garden hose. And we were going to fill in the land down here. We were going to raise this whole area up and then build on top of that. That would take care of a lot of problems right there. It would have taken much too long and it would have been too expensive. Building owners were not willing to wait that long to start doing business, and they would have had to pay for it, which they were not willing to do. Instead, what they did is what created the underground, and that's what we're going to go take a look at right now. There's a couple of important rules before we go underground. First of all, there's absolutely no smoking down in the underground. There are methane gas leaks down there. So it's very easy to remember. You light up, you blow up. So don't do it. Now, sometimes people forget when we're down there. I know it's not because anyone's trying to be a jerk or anything. I think what happens sometimes is when a rat runs over somebody's foot, you know, a giant cobweb breaks across someone's face and thousands of tiny spiders fall down your shirt. You light up a cigarette as kind of a nervous reaction, even if you don't smoke. If you see that happening down there, don't embarrass the person. Just pick up one of those loose emergency bricks that we have scattered down there. Put the cigarette out with one of those. That'll be very helpful, especially if everyone does that all at once. Also, we're going to come up for air between the sections. Smoke above ground, don't smoke down below. Be very careful on the stairs, and also be careful as we're moving around down there. The ground is very uneven throughout most of the underground. There's lots of low bridges and tricky terrain, so be careful moving around. If you have cups or glasses on...
Family, get ready for the underground tour of Seattle.
The deal in Seattle is west of the Mississippi business. Everything in Seattle is west of the Mississippi.
Underground city.
Yeah, this is where we walk in. Good thing it's not raining up there because this thing leaks like crazy. It really does.
Watch stuff. An authentic Seattle alley. That's the first drawing carriage in Seattle. There's a car. There's GMC trucks. Carol?
Our ferry terminal is located right down there if you want to take a ferry ride while you're in Seattle. Great to do to get a view of the city and of the mountains all around from out on the water. Really spectacular on a clear day. We'll probably get one in the next couple months, so you may want to keep that in mind. We'll go all the way down here to the corner and we'll stand on top of that skylight that we were just under. Well, it's a beautiful historic building called the Seattle Hotel. It's one of the nicest looking buildings in the area. There's pictures of it in our museum.
There's Melody and we are now in another section of Underground City. For just like shit. Like crap.
You recognize that was a bleacher, right?
There's Josh. Josh! There's Mom. These are bleachers.
You were here a year ago?
You can get any shots in there or
This
not?
is an old room in Underground City. There's work. And my shadow on his back.
Now the cobwebs in here are all fake, of course. Just add those in for the effect. Cotton candy,
Look at all those cobwebs.
some of these cobwebs will be entering in the longest cobweb west of the Mississippi contest. Very large ones back there. That's a good question, actually. Why don't I'll wait till everybody moves in here now. They do that all the time. Come down all the time. Well, right now we're standing on the sidewalk along Occidental Avenue this time. This is different landlords that write that. It is actually fairly expensive to run the tours themselves. Building owners can do whatever they want with the property. I was mentioning to some other people earlier that a lot of the underground sections have been completely restored, turned into shops and things. So they can do whatever they want with it. Fortunately, these building owners let us take people through here. People also have questions about...
There's Josh and Marky Inkling waiting to leave.
Why your staircase here?
Here we are. Leaving the second part of the underground city.
I was thinking we'd all go up this ladder to get out. Curious what it was like in those days. Now, will you be disappointed if we don't see a rat on the tour? Yes. Other groups are disappointed if they don't see a rat. Yeah, the groups that do see them are never grateful. Try to tell them how close to the water. That's all you can do.
There's Josh on that cool.
This room in here reminds me that Seattle is right in the middle of an earthquake zone.
Now, leaving the second. There's my shadow. Going to another alley, an authentic Seattle alley. At the back door of the Pioneer Square Theater.
This is a good day for the alley, too.
Take the lead again. Not waiting for anybody. Where's Josh?
What do you want?
This is Wino Cave, and you can smell the air and see there it is.
You're standing right where you do it.
That's not rainwater, that's urine, James. You think it's a rainfall.
Smile, you're on Hindu camera. Look at that butt. Now zoom in on it. Oh,
Trans.
waddle waddle. Oh, there's a big one right there. God. Wide load.
James, there, show that's what makes it smell. Standing across the street there.
On. This is on now. Move your head.
You still filming?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're good.
There's another horse-drawn carriage. There's another horse-drawn carriage.
And we're going to our third section. Let's cross this line and put those arches up there.
It smells pretty bad.
Be in the bathtub room there. Don't take a bath.
There's Mark, Cliff, Josh, trying to take the lead again. So,
Regard.
how have you been enjoying it?
Mighty fine, mighty fine. Very
You, sir?
informative.
No, be quiet. Are we gonna get out of here?
Yeah,
Zoom in
it's
on
not
it.
now.
Leave me alone.
Don't touch.
Someone else. Me. Don't need
Plenty of hot water, I hope.
Huh? Don't touch me there, please.
Show me.
I see I'm filming you. You having fun, Marky? You are?
Seattle original water system. Wood, huh?
Record it, DJ. Record.
Can this one see?
See that window that I was just looking at? I see it has some palm. That is open. Yes.
Oh, the printer.
Is it open? Okay, you can go poke around in there if you want.
More underground. This is a fixed up old printer shop. What's up, Josh? There's Marky. There's Mark. There's Josh. There's someone I don't know. There's Shonda. Having fun? Good, good. This is an old telephone What's this?
Really? A Phoenix water bottle. Oh my God, they want to make me feel old. Yeah, just like my outfit. Look at your old friend, yeah.
Smile! Mom!
Well, you have to have water bottle in there somewhere, right?
Grandma, there's Uncle Boo. Hi, Mom. Let me zoom in on your gorgeous face.
This is nice too. You don't find too many of
There's your nose. That's all I can see. This is a picture of old Seattle.
The only thing about that is
I don't know who that person is, they stuck it kind of away. Some old printing device which I do not know what it is. There's Bob trying to act like he knows everything. What's wrong with him? Smile!
we got duct tape on over here.
Smile! You're on Hindu camera.
Look above the door here. Never ever made it to Clark.
Those are skylights. Balderground City. Look, that's light.
Just a piece of plywood.
Yeah, really.
Oh!
That's where that truck probably went through.
Yeah, there's a piece of plywood. A broken skylight. You can see through there partly. Now, we're going to go to where that caution stood down, so it is. Some exhibit. I don't know what it is.
I'll give you a big hit. Okay.
Miniature people.
Yeah.
Small person. There's Bob. Where's everyone else? There's Bob again. God, he gets around. Hey. There's Mom. This is Seattle, Day of the Great Fire. The parts red, the parts that burnt down. A lot of it burnt down. So, here's the day burnt down. You believe it? 2:45 p.m. So that way north. There's Matt acting like he's interested.
I was asking, where are you from?
There's small model. Another one. So, sir, how did you enjoy the tour today?
It sucked.
See that little ladder, please. General DNA See, this, excuse me. This still. Come up the stairs. There's Mark.
Hi.
Let's go sit on the bench and see. Drago, by every tier being different. Window arrangements.
They're leaving, huh?
So, there's Mel. There's a pretty female. You turn a green cut. Hey, Mel.
My passport. I
So-
stamped it.
How did you enjoy this tour?
It was wonderful. Wonderful.
Wonderful? Okay. Good.
Already? Let's go.
Sing it apart. Josh, had fun today?
Yes.
see where it goes up
he
and
has
down?
the car.
Oh, there you go. You gotta wait for him. He's a little slow. See this little rat down there?
Look at Josh's ear.
That's all he's got.
Hey! Hey, butthead, don't call him names. Stick your tongue out at me. The weirdos are coming back. He's picking his nose.
And eating it.
Look how small that thing is. Gosh. They're smart. He's real Philadelphia. There's Marky. Marky! Did you have fun?
Yes.
Good. You know, not too long. Mom's not done yet. Mom's not ready yet. Your grandpa's standing by a big totem pole, walking backwards. Okay? Pull this. Isn't that cute? Give her some time. Give her some time. That's what Marky drinks. Isn't it just perfect? She drinks this perfect. Let's go see if Mom and Sean are coming back. John had come upstairs. So, is it fun? No.
I nodded my head yes.
Mother! You coming yet? Where's your daughter at?
Where's what?
Where's your daughter at?
Well, let's see. There's one in San Diego. There's one in Mendota. There's one in Sublet. There's one in...
The one who lives in Grand. The one who came on the trip with us.
One in Cable.
Yeah, I can't.
Turn away from me when you're talking to me.
You can't find her.
I go, she's down there in that room. She'll be on. Get him. Get him. I give him always help.
Mr. Know-it-all. Gosh. Ugh. No, she's not down there yet.
Hang on to that. Thank you.
Just throw it away.
Thank you. Do that.
I'm going to throw this away. I'm throwing it away. See? I'm throwing it away. Yeah. Now let's go see if Mom's coming yet. Here she is, Mrs. America.
No autographs, please.
Don't be Sean Penn now. Let's eavesdrop.
And sure enough, there was. Okay, now what? Head to the car?
Yeah.
Let's count here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get over here. Okay, we got 10. Let's talk over there. That serves you right. Come on.
Gosh. We are now going back to the car. Let's follow them.
That's the one the truck back door, huh?
Yeah.
Another one went down below. You can see the thing.
That's where we saw the crack where the plane went down under the city. Right there.
One of them had a hole, yeah.
This is the one that's a crack, see? Crack's right there. There's some holes in them.
See, right here.
There's a hole
These
in them.
ones I saw.
Help.
Like, come on, you guys.
Come on, Mark.
Over here, over here. Need my news. Hi.
Got some person on the street. I don't know who that was, but he wanted to be in, so I put him in. Oh, Mel's walking. Oh, mama. This is a green fire hydrant.
Here's the yellow zone. Someone's parked in the yellow zone.
See? We are walking back to the vehicle that brought us here. There's road construction ahead. Cut! This is a great architecture. Look at that. Architecture. Look at all this great architecture. Look at all this great.
Bob, go to your room. Let me lunch. Lunch, James, lunch.
This is lunch.
It was lunch.
It was lunch.
Someone barked it up.
Someone barked it up and they put the bus back to Irvine.